Hi students, and welcome to this video on infectious and non-infectious diseases. On this slide we've got a picture of a poor little kid with chickenpox, and that's an example of an infectious disease. And over here we've got a magnified view of a skin cancer, which is an example of a non-infectious disease. Right, so let's look at this in more detail. Our WALT for today is that you can understand the difference between infectious and non-infectious diseases, so you'll be able to give an example of both by the end of the lesson, and this is because understanding disease is important for many jobs. Disease is a change in the body that stops our body working properly. We've got two types of disease. We've got infectious disease, where the disease is spread from one person to another. And then we've got non-infectious diseases that are not contagious, so they're not spread to different people. Now, our infectious disease is caused by pathogenic, which means disease-causing microorganisms. So essentially, our infectious diseases are caused by tiny little bugs or germs that are microscopic. These can be bacteria, viruses, parasites and fungi, and we'll look at all these in a lot more detail. Let's have a look at how infectious diseases can be spread. We're going to go through the different ways. So the first way, and this is very common, is the respiratory or droplet transmission. And this is where we cough or we sneeze, and this spreads droplets with the germs in them. So examples of this are chickenpox, the common cold, and good old COVID-19. The second way that infectious diseases can be spread is by the fecal-oral transmission. So fecal, meaning feces or poo, is spread to the mouth or ingested or swallowed. So food or water contaminated by the germs or bugs, and this can happen by not washing hands properly after going to the toilet, or if water is contaminated by sewage and then drunk. So diseases spread this way can include hepatitis, which causes damage to the liver, polio, which is eradicated in Australia but is still actually a very big problem worldwide, and all these poor kiddos have been infected by polio, and it's affected the nerves of their different parts of their body. It's a huge problem. Now, another example is salmonella. So food poisoning can be spread by the fecal-oral transmission. The third way that infectious diseases can be spread is sexually, through sexual transmission, and examples include HIV or AIDS and chlamydia. And the fourth way that infectious diseases can be spread is through direct contact. So the diseases are spread from one person touching another. And examples are athlete's foot, which we have a lovely picture over here of a fungus infecting the skin of this person's foot. And then another example is warts. And finally, we've got vector transmission. Now, vector is a name that means the disease is carried by an organism. So an example might be by mosquitoes or ticks. So these carry diseases from one person to another. Now let's have a quick look at non-infectious diseases. So remember, non-infectious means it causes a disease in the person, but that it's not contagious to another person. So examples can be diseases that are inherited, so because of our genetics or our genes. An example is cystic fibrosis. And this is caused from when a gene mutates or changes. Non-infectious diseases can also be caused by our environment. So like, for example, sunlight causing skin cancer, pollution, the food we eat or the lifestyle choices. And an example could be like lung disease from smoking. Another type of disease that's not infectious is cancer and type 1 diabetes. So in type 1 diabetes, people don't have a pancreas they have a pancreas, but the pancreas doesn't produce insulin. So they need to inject themselves with insulin to keep their blood sugar levels healthy. Now we'll look at just bacterial disease in more detail. So we're talking about infectious diseases that can be spread between people that are contagious. And bacteria, you might already know, bacteria is a microorganism so that we can see it underneath the microscope. A microbe is a tiny bug or germ. Bacteria are just one cell and they have no cell nucleus, which is the centre part of the cell. So they don't have that. Types of bacteria. Not all bacteria are bad. We can have pathogenic bacteria, and they're the ones that can cause disease. But we also have lots of non-pathogenic bacteria. So, for example, there's lots of bacteria that live on our skin or in our environment, and they don't cause any problems at all. So they're non-pathogenic. And we can even have bacteria to help us. So in our gut, in our intestines, we have beneficial bacteria that help us digest food. Bacterial disease is caused when bacteria enter the body and then they multiply and then they cause an infection, which our immune system then fights. If the bacteria escapes the immune system and spreads, it will cause disease. So over here we've got an example of bacterial disease, and this is very common in teenagers, pimples, and they're caused by Staphylococcus bacteria, and these bacteria live on our skin, but in this case the immune system's trying to fight the infection caused by the bacteria, but the bacteria is kind of winning the battle at the moment. All right, and then we've got food poisoning is another example where we eat food that's got a lot of salmonella bacteria on it, and that can make us very, very sick. So how did you go in your learning today? Can you tell us what is the difference between infectious and non-infectious disease? And can you give an example of a bacterial disease? So remember that infectious means that it's contagious, it can be spread between people, whereas non-infectious disease cannot. So an example of an infectious disease could be like chickenpox or food poisoning, things like that. A non-infectious disease are things like cancer, heart disease, diabetes, things that cannot spread between people. And an example of a bacterial disease, we talked about pimples being caused by Staphylococcus, and we talked about food poisoning caused by salmonella, but there's lots and lots and lots out there. Okay guys, if you have any questions, please ask your teacher. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.